Hi guys. Every time. Good morning. It is Mary Jo from MaryjoesCreations. Welcome back to my channel. Here we get creative and make a lot of pretty things. For me, it is Sunday, February 22nd. And I am on day 4 of my challenge. Now, I thought it was a full 2 weeks, but it really wasn't because, what do you call that? I think I started it on Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was Tuesday that I started this. So it's really, like 10 days? I don't know, something like that. Whatever. We're still going through it though. Now, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you. I hope you stick around and I hope you like it here. It's a little bit of crocheting, well, a lot of crocheting, a little bit of talking, sometimes a lot of talking too, and a whole lot of creativity and uncertainty. Here, you know, sometimes we start off wanting to do one thing and it ends up being something else. You never know until you stick around to find out. For those of you who are returning, wow. Words escaping is not anything new. Welcome back. And thank you for coming and watching my videos. It really means a lot to me. You know, I hope I entertain you a little bit. Help you figure stuff out a little bit. Who knows? Yesterday, I finished off with this. Now, I already started working on it. Yesterday, I stopped here. So I was editing Monday's video and I did all of this, which is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm on my 7th row. And this is all the purple we have left. So we are going to finish this off. And I think that today, I'm not sure. And those of you who, like I said, have been here before, you know that this is nothing new. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do today. I am going to tie on this skein. I took the tag off. You know what? I'm going to put the label back on. I took the label off to weigh them because I didn't want, you know, periwinkle. I didn't want the, I mean, the label doesn't weigh a lot, but I'm crazy. So, you know, I wanted to get an accurate weight of the yarn itself. So I slipped the label off. And now I'm going to put the label back on. I didn't put it back on to the purple, which now this is done. And I did finish off, I think, 6 or 7 skeins last week, because technically it is, you know, a new week. But I did write that down, and let's see how many skeins we can finish this week, because it's going to be a lot more, because hopefully I will be finishing the blue cardigan, this one, and the squares for the blanket, and the other sweater. And if I do all of that, it'll be quite a bit of yarn that I will have I will have a lot of yarn labels, which is a good thing. You know, because I am working through my stash. It's also a sad thing because I don't know when I'll be able to go yarn shopping again, but that's okay. Um, it's funny. When I got all that yarn, right, it was something like 250 something skeins of yarn, and it was almost exactly what I used up last year, which is crazy. And my other friend, my best friend, she was like, when I told her, she was like, well, at the rate you're going, I don't think this yarn will last you 6 months. I don't know. It might. It might not. I make a lot of big projects. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But I do know that I've made quite a dent already. And, we will see what happens. I am guessing that I know I know I wrote them down. I think for February, I might be up to 11 skeins that I used fully. To be fair, one of them was a little skein of chenille that I just finished. I made a white, what do you call that? Bandana. Scrunchie. Because mine was all stretched out and I needed a new one and whatever. So I did use up the rest of that skein, and it's small, but it still counts. So I'm going to go work on this. And the plan for today is get this panel finished. What I might do is, again, I was sitting here for a while already editing, and I worked this up. I do want to finish this purple. I really want to get this done. We need 70 rows, and these are small rows, so they don't really take very long, especially since, I'm doing the granny stitch, and it is only, I don't know what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 clusters, it doesn't take very long, so I can get a lot of this panel done in one sitting. But I am going to see. I am going to work on this panel. And when I finish off this purple, I'm going to take a break. But again, like I said, and I'm sorry, I don't know what it is, but let me tell you, my ADHD, between my ADHD and my fibromyalgia, which gives me fiber fog, it's like my head is like, wow. My ADHD is on hyperdrive. What I plan on doing today is finish this panel and sew up the cardigan, right? Sew up all the granny squares for the front panels and the granny squares for the bottom portion. And then sew it all together. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to do that. I might not sew it, I might crochet it. I don't know. But we'll figure that out, and I will try and get some footage of that. If I'm crocheting, then yeah, I will definitely get footage of that. If I'm sewing, do you really want to see me sew? I mean, I don't want to sew, and I know most of you don't like to sew either, so I don't know if watching it is any better. But anyway, and I also would like to finish at least the centers of the granny squares. Now, I was very disappointed. I mean, yes and no, because I did make a lot of progress yesterday on these panels, but I was kind of disappointed that I did not have a finished object. My goal is going to be to always have at least one or two finished objects a day. Because it makes me feel accomplished. Now, I did count the granny squares the other day as finished objects because they are finished. They're not put together, but they are a finished object in my opinion. You can let me know down in the comments section if I'm crazy. But I would count granny squares, completed granny squares, finished objects. I did not have any yesterday, which kind of, I don't know, made me feel unaccomplished. Because now, which is weird because I don't count granny squares, I count as finished objects, but panels I don't. Because I did finish the panel, but I don't know, granny squares on their own are granny squares. I don't know. Again, I might be completely insane. I don't know. But I did count the granny squares as finished objects, but in all fairness, I did have lanyards. So I did have finished objects. Yesterday, I did not have any completed finished objects. And it made me feel a little unaccomplished. So today, I'm going to try and maybe throw a hat in there or another lanyard. I don't know. But we are going to see what we can accomplish today. This being, my main thing. I really do want both of these panels done today. One is already done, and this one hopefully shouldn't take me very long. And if I can sew that cardigan together and then only have the sleeves to do, that would also make me feel really good. Because if I can get at least one of these projects sewn up and finished by tomorrow, I would feel a little bit better about this challenge. And if I could get this sewn up and the hexie cardigan, wow. The granny square cardigan sewn together. And I don't know if I would be able to get both sleeves on them, but if I can have both of these projects and all the granny squares for the blanket completed by Tuesday, y'all, that would be amazing, because then I could spend the rest of the week working on that other sweater. And hopefully finish that other sweater by Friday, which is our deadline. Because I would like to start doing some green things on the 1st. So I'm going to go finish this purple and take a little break. It is rather early. It is, I believe, 11:40. So there is a lot of time in the day. Luckily, today I did get that footage edited, and it's already scheduled for tomorrow. And I feel good about that because that's the first time that I'm not rushing to edit a video. It's already ready to go. And that makes me feel good. So, I'm going to go work on this a little bit. And I will catch up with you in a little bit. For you, let's be real, it'll just be a few seconds. Don't miss me too much. Alright? Alright, guys. Let's see. Okay, I just wanted to give you a little update. It's only been a few minutes, to be quite honest. But I finished the purple, and now I'm going into the periwinkle. And the purple didn't even give me another 10 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it did give me 10 rows. Oh, that's awesome. Alright, so I am up to 30 rows, and I need 50. No, 70. Hello. I need 70. So I am up to 30. So I need 40 more rows, which shouldn't take me very long. And now I started the periwinkle. So I'm going to do the first, finish this row, and then I'm going to take a break. But I just wanted to show you the update. I started on the periwinkle, and I think I like it. I actually think this is going to look really cute. Now, I did wish that I had another purple where I could put for the sleeves and, like, do the finishing touches and the, you know, the rounds around the bottom and the border around the bottom and the sleeves, but that's not going to be possible because I have no more purple. I believe in Big Twist, but I don't want to mix this. I want this whole project to be the same exact type of yarn. So we're doing it all in loops and threads. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be the light gray. I think that's going to look really, really cute. And again, it is a patchwork, right? We're just going to have patches of color everywhere. I think the gray would be the best neutral to mix with it. Even if I wanted pink, I don't have any more pink. Especially not in loops and threads. Oh no, I do. Lie. That's a lie. I do. But I only have 2 shades of like a, I don't know, kind of like a brighter pink and like a kind of like crimson pink or raspberry pink. But we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I want purple. And the best color, I think, to put with the purple is going to be gray, which is also one of my favorite colors. So, that's what we are going to do. And I just finished this row. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to do this. And if I know I've said it before in previous videos, but if you're new, if you're wondering what I'm doing, when I'm doing double crochets, I've gotten in the habit of, and because I like the way it looks a lot better, I just want to do this cluster here and then put my stitch marker so I don't lose my place. What I like to do is, I think it looks cleaner, and it's also easier when I have to sew things together or put a border on it. I like to do stacked single crochets. And you see how it looks like, instead of doing a chain 2, which is what I know some people do chain 3, but I always used to do a chain 2. And for some reason, I just like the way the stacked double crochet looks. Can you see that? See, it looks all uniformed. I don't know. I just like the way it looks. I think it looks cleaner. I like doing it that way. And I'm really liking that. Oh, I think this is actually going to look really pretty. But I'm going to take a little break. And I'll be back. I don't know if I'm going to be working on this, or maybe taking a break and making some squares, or maybe taking a break and putting those panels together. Who knows? You'll have to come back to find out and see what I'm doing next. Okay, guys, I am back. And honestly, I don't feel like working on that panel right at this moment. So I am going to make some centers. I have 4 more colors to make centers. So I have this one, which is the one I'm using right now. And then I have the white and the red. It's coming out so bright. It's not that bright. And this pink, which is called pink. Go figure. All right, so I think that I can get all these done before I need to take another break. And that would make me feel real good. And depending on how long it takes me to make these centers, maybe I can get some actual squares completely done. Because, again, I think I settled on the amount of rounds. I think I'm going to do 9 rounds on each one. And I know that in my previous granny squares, when I'm using certain colors, I like to get all the colors into, I don't need that much, but that's okay. All the colors into one square, but I don't necessarily need to do that in this one. I know I don't necessarily need to do that, period, right? I can do them whichever way I want. So I think that in this one, we're just going to see what goes where. I'm not going to worry if, especially since some of these colors I know are not going to be possible to stretch for every single square. So because of that, I'm going to start that off that way, period. You know what I mean? So that all the squares are going to kind of be the same. They're going to have a couple of colors in them. They're all going to match. They're just not going to have all the colors in them. So when I run out, I don't feel like, oh, crap, like Now they're not all the same color and this and that, and I'm missing colors in this one and not in... I'm not doing that to myself, because that kind of gave me a little panic when I was, doing one of the projects. I can't remember which one. And then towards the end, I just did that. Whatever colors I had, I had. So I figured that I would just start doing that from the beginning. Whatever colors I feel is what I'm going to put in there. If, and how many rounds, I don't have to worry about the number of rounds, right? So to fit all the colors in there. So I decided that I'm just going to grab whatever I feel, not double up on any colors, in one square, and just do whatever I feel. I'm going to let my creativity, wow. I'm just going to let my creativity tell me where to go. And that's just what we're doing. So I'm going to go work on these squares. And I'll leave that much of a tail. Oh, maybe I'll do the third one. And see how many I can get done. Yeah. Before I take my next break. And you know what? I would love to know what y'all are working on. Why don't you leave me a comment and let me know what you're making? And if we have, whoever wants to also, let me know what you do. Do you work off of patterns only? Because I know that there are some people who just work off of patterns. And that's cool. That is awesome. Because, I have difficulty reading patterns. I also have difficulty following instructions, but that's in life. I tend to just do my own thing all the time. So for me, I know that it would just be a waste for me to, and not only a waste, but also like, I don't want to disrespect anybody either. In making, in getting someone's pattern and then end up redoing it myself because I'm just, a little nutty. So I just do my own thing. I have that skill where I can look at something and, kind of figure out how it's done and always put like my own spin on it. Make it my own way because I do have a certain style. I don't like anything flush up against my neck. I don't like anything close to my armpits. I like sleeves unless I'm making a tank top. So, I'm just a very odd person. And so to me, I just like picking up yarn and making my own thing. If you like using patterns, that's awesome. Let me know. Or let me know if you're as nutty as I am and you freehand everything and write your own patterns like I do. But, either way, it's cool. As long as you have your hook and your yarn, you should be proud of anything you make. And this one is done. And, also, let me know, do you like making, traditional granny squares, or where they're like, each round is one color? Or do you make solid granny squares? Or do you, are you, a little nutty like me where, you just put the yarn wherever it goes? To be honest, I do watch a lot of YouTubers, crocheters. I do have, a few that I watch all their videos. I have my favorites. I pretty much stick, especially like the first crocheter I ever watched when I started learning, and that was Passionate Kelsey. So I watch her all the time. And I watch a bunch of other people. I recently, during Vlogmas, found Miss Megan Made Me. And I love Megan. She's wonderful. And I watch her all the time. And whenever she puts out a video. And I just found another one also recently. Her name is Anastasia. I believe it's RJ Crochet. She's a wonderful young lady. And then I have Cinnamon Stitches, which I love you, Jen. I know that none of them watch me, so that's okay. I just want them to know that they inspire me. And one of my favorites to watch recently also is Crochet with Coffee. Hi, Sarah. I know you watch me sometimes. But she inspires me. And I love watching her videos. I look forward to hers every morning during the week, whenever she posts. And also, one more that I mean, there's a few more that I watch. Honestly, at the moment, it's escaping me, but I do watch, Angie from, The Fabulous Empty Nest. She's also very wonderful, and I love her creativity too, because, she just did a cardigan where she did an IA, like she had IA pick out the, pattern, and then she recreated it, and it is beautiful. So there are a bunch of wonderful, talented crocheters out there, women out there, and they all inspire me. There's also another one, and I can't remember her name for the life of me right now. I love her. She's so enthusiastic, and she also freehands a lot of her stuff. I cannot remember her name right now or her handle, but when I come back, if I remember, I'll let you know. And also, Michelle. I cannot remember. I know it starts with the J, her last name, but I cannot remember what it is either. And she loves Stranger Things in the 80s, which, sweetheart, I love you. And I love that you like that stuff. That is so awesome. I was 10 in the 80s. In 85. So, I would not want to go back to the 80s, but I love that you love the 80s. And I enjoy watching her so much. She's awesome. But, you know, I also feel like, I know that there's a lot of YouTubers on here who do crochet, and sometimes certain ones make it feel like a competition. And I honestly believe there's room for all of us. And there are a lot of us who do watch YouTube videos all day long. So there's enough room for all of us. And I love supporting other crocheters because without them, I probably wouldn't be here. I learned how to crochet from watching YouTube. I get a lot of inspiration from watching other YouTubers for a lot of things. So, you know, I like to give them shout outs because if it wasn't for most of them, I wouldn't be here. You know, Creative Grandma, watch all her videos. Well, most of them. But yes, I watch all her, like, vlogs, and I love her samples and all of that. Bag a Day. She's awesome. Seta from Seta's Place. And I know there's one young lady that I watch who I love her so much, and I believe her name is Anaya. But again, all this to say, I know everyone has different styles. And there are some wonderful content creators out there, crochet artists out there, and they all have their own way of doing things, and I think that that is so great. So let me know, like, how do you do your granny squares? Do you do traditional granny squares? Do you do, like, where every round is, you know, one color? Or do you like making them out of variegated yarn? Or do you, you know, how do you like to make your granny squares? I like to go all willy-nilly on mine. I like to just stop wherever I stop. And this is my fourth one, and I have one more pink. So let me know down in the comment section, how do you like to make your granny squares? Do you make granny squares? Do you like making flower granny squares? You know, like, let me know. I would love to know that. Do you follow patterns and, like, I know there's like those granny deck cards. And that's awesome if you like to use those. You know, let me know in the comment section. What is your favorite way of making a granny square? What is your, you know, how do you like to do them? And I'm going to go finish this one right here. And then I'm going to pick the next color. And I'll let you know what the next color is going to be. And just for context, like, it's been 17 minutes almost. And I'm on my fifth square. So these centers don't take very long. But in my opinion, they are like the most time consuming out of the squares. The whole process of the square. So I just like to get them all out of the way first. And and I tie the yarn together and I just keep going. And it's just so much easier if I have all of the squares, the centers done. And if you like to do it that way, let me know. Or do you like to do like the granny square start to finish? I mean, I do that if it's like variegated yarn, right? Because then I don't have to change, right? But I don't unfortunately have that much of that yarn at the moment. And unless I want to break it up, you know, like sometimes I do, for the most part, I do it this way. Let me see. But here we go. This pink, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more done in 19 minutes. We're going to throw that in there. This skein is looking a little sad. But I'm going to pick the next color, and then I'm going to go work on those. So let's do, you know what? I was going to grab pink, but let's do white. And I'll be back. Okay, so I finished all of the white ones. And now I pulled out way too much white. And I don't want to wrap it up around the skein. You know what I'm saying? So I just tied it onto one of these pink ones. Because it was going to have to happen anyway, right? And that way I can get rid of this white that's in the, that's all pulled out. And at least one of the squares will, you know, be more done. Does that even make sense? I'm sure it's not correct English, but my brain is tired. So I'm going to, I just wanted to give you an update. Like I said, finished all the white squares. And now I'm going to use up the rest of this little bit of white that I pulled out. Actually, I might just do the whole round, you know, because, again, wow. Yeah, I'm just going to do this whole round. I don't know whether I want to do, just one round of the white. I don't want too much white in it because I'm a klutz and I don't plan on having this around anything that spills. But with me, you never know. And white, it's just once it gets like stained with something. So I don't want to use too much white. I might not use white in all of the squares. I'm going to go through most of the colors first and see what happens and try to use white in only a few of them if I can. You know, white was just an extra color that I had. I could have probably gone with purple because who says I can't have purple for Valentine's Day? You know what I mean? Like, if I run out of a color, I might swap it for purple because that's all I have left anyway, right? I don't want to, I know that this is a mix of loops and threads, and I can put the other one in here, but I don't want to do that because I want to do something with those pinks that I have left. So, I might, if I do need an extra color, when I run out of one, and I'm going to stop this right here. Hold on. We're going to cut this off. And that's how I like to leave my skeins, with just a little bit hanging out, so I know where the center is. And then I'm going to finish this and grab my next color, and I'll show you that. And I'm still feeling okay, so I'm going to keep making more centers. This one got a little bit more elaborate than I wanted it to, but that's all right, because then that's one less square that, you know, I have to do a lot for, right? So that's okay. One is okay. But I'm going to pick the next color, and then I'll check back with you when I'm done. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this one. So as soon as I'm done with this one here, oh, that's cute. I will check back with you and let you know. And most likely, I'm going to do all the centers and then take a break and get something to eat. Maybe make a little sandwich with an English muffin and some turkey. That does sound delicious. Or maybe even tuna. I don't know. But I'll be back. I'm going to show you them just so I can throw them in the basket. But here's this one. I don't know, I like that. Then 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centers. And then we did the white on this one, and now it has 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on the 4th round, so we're gonna do 9 rounds. So we'll pick the next color, but that's once I do this. So now I'm gonna go work on these, and I'll be right back. That should give me a few centers. First one. Two. This is the third one.
Whoa, this one damn minute. There's a psycho killer on the loose, and you want to go traipsing around this gigantic mansion? Have you ever actually seen this damn movie? Every time this dude enters it, he ends up a goddamn shish kebab. Okay, yeah. You guys want to come? You're not slipping way up. We're going to stay here and wait for Sam. We'll be right back.
4. And this is the 5th one. So this color, there is quite a bit of that color though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the pile. We have one color left. Red. Now, I think it takes me about 15 to 20 minutes to do all of them, but I am starting to feel it a little bit. So I'm going to see if I can do these. This yarn is a little thinner. That's another reason why I would like to mix both kind of yarns into one square so they'll kind of come out the same size. Because if I make the square entirely out of Big Twist and then make one entirely out of Loops and Threads, they are definitely going to come out the wrong size, different sizes, I mean, not the wrong size, just different sizes. And if I mix them together and do, like, you know, have both yarns in one square, it's I think, a better chance of the squares coming out exactly the same size. But we will see. I think I could do it, but we'll see. So I'm going to work on these, and I'll let you know. First one. Done. Second one. Done. Why does it look so bright? It's really not that bright. But working on number 3. And honestly, I think that as soon as I'm done with this one, done with the next 3, I am going to take a break. So I might just do all these 3 and show you when they're done. Okay, so the 5th one is done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it. So let's count all the squares, or the centers rather. There should be 35. Now they're not going to be in any order or rhyme or reason or anything. We're just going to count them, throw them in. I need to take a break. I'm not even like seeing straight anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So, we did it. 35 centers, all done. Which means that every single major project, which is 4, that I wanted to do for this challenge, which will end on this coming Friday, are all officially like on their way. I started the panel, the back panel on the sweater, which I'm gonna hopefully be able to work through tomorrow, because I'm not touching that one today. But when I come back, I need to get something to eat. I need to take a break, and when I come back, I'm either going I don't know what I'm doing. To be honest with you, I have no clue. But I will be working on one of these 3 projects. Either the granny squares, the putting the cardigan together, or finishing the panel. I don't know which one I want to do. But we're going to do something. And it's kind of early. It's 1:46. That's why I feel this way. I need a break. So I'm going to take a break, and I'll catch up with you in just a second.
Wonderful, wonderful, incredible. Okay, to the back level. Everyone form a line. Form a line. Want everyone to picture the thing they fear the very most. Turn it into something funny. Yes. What? Concentrate. Do something. You ready? Ridiculous! Sorry about that. That's enough for today. We'd all like to collect your books back to the class. That's the end of the lesson. Thank you. Sorry. Sorry, guys. That's too much.
Now, remember, these visits to Hogsmeade Village are a privilege. Should your behaviour reflect poorly on the school in any way, the privilege shall not be extended again. No permission form signed, no visiting the village. That's the rule.
All those with permission follow me. Those without, they put. Look, Professor, I thought if you signed it, then I could
I
get.
can't. Only a parent or a guardian can sign. Since I am neither, it would be inappropriate.
Okay. I have been working. But I haven't been filming. I finished the one side, and I did all 4 of them. I did a single crochet because I kind of wanted the ridge for some reason. I think it just, like, feels good with the style that I'm going for. And now the first 3 are the ones that are going to be connected to the major square. And then right now I'm working on the bottom 3 squares where I'm going to join those. But I did this, right? And I didn't weave in these ends because I am going to do a single crochet border around this, just because it'll be a lot easier to sew it to the main square. And talking about the main square, I don't know if you remember, but I did say that this middle square was a different yarn. This was the yarn that I had left from the Fairyland yarn. And I didn't remember what size hook I used. And it's also a 3-weight yarn. So when I added the rows, let me tell you something. When I added the rows to make it to the size that I needed, and I did the math, it was 3 squares, right? But I didn't take into account that because this yarn is, number 1, smaller, and number 2, I couldn't remember the size of the hook, and it's a thinner yarn. Even though I did 18, like it was 18 rounds, I think, and I did the math, and these were the right size, because the yarn smaller, they didn't fit. So I made this square bigger. Now it's the same size as this. And that's why I'm going to do a single crochet border around this. Just number 1, it's going to make it look cleaner. And number 2, when I go to sew it onto here, it's going to be a lot easier. I did not do a single crochet border around this. But if you notice here, I had to add 2 more rows on top. It is what it is, right? So right now, what I'm doing is I'm going to put these together. These 3 are the bottom. And what I'm doing is I'm sewing it, I'm doing it in sections, obviously, because, you know, I need the panels. But I'm doing it in sections because, I'm sewing the ends in as I go. I just sewed in the ends on those 3. Now I'm going to connect those 3. And then I'm going to sew in the ends on the, what do you call that? On the last 4. And then I'm going to do the last 4 and connect those. And then once I'm done with connecting all of them, then I'll do the single crochet border around all of them. And then they will get connected. Now, whether or not all of that is going to get done today, I don't know. What I do know is that my ADHD today has been extremely out of control because I cannot focus on one project. Every time I take a break or I go do something, I come back and for some reason I pick up something else. Like first I worked a little bit on that panel and I finished that purple skein, right? Then the next time I sat down, I did the all the centers for the squares. And then when I sat down again, I started working on this. So the good thing is that I've actually made progress on all of the projects, or most of them. The only one I haven't touched is my sweater. Now, that sweater, that panel is a lot bigger, and although it doesn't take long to work up, because it didn't take long, the pink sweater didn't take long. Especially now that I have it all written down and I know what I'm doing, it won't take long at all. I think all of this is going to take a lot longer. So I'm trying to get the bulk of this done, right? because all of this has a lot more working pieces. And the one that doesn't, which is the purple patchwork cardigan that we're turning it into a cardigan, they are smaller, so it doesn't take long to work those up. You know, you saw yesterday's in yesterday's video, or the last video. You're gonna see it took me what, like in one day I finished the entire panel, and I started the second panel and completed like 20 rows in an hour and a half that I sat here this morning and worked on it. I did what, another 20 rows, I think, I don't know, I don't remember. That was a long time ago. Oh, but I'm just going to, are those all the ends? Just this one left. Okay. Now this one, I tried something different with the last square. I never had done that before. They call it the invisible join, I think. Where, like, you, tie this off, right? And then you have your loop right there. And then you take this, and this is the front, okay. And you go in here, and you pull it closed. And then you go into this one. I just did this. And you pull it closed. How did I do it? And then you go through here. To tighten it. And then I think you go back through. And it looks like that. I don't know if you could see it. I don't know if I did it right. I mean, it feels like it's holding it closed. I don't know. It's going to be sewn on, so you're not going to see it. But I just wanted to try it. I think I might have done it wrong this time, but honestly, right now, I don't care. And again, it is for me. So it doesn't matter to me. As long as it's secure, I don't care. So I just want to weave in these ends because when I do start crocheting everything together, I don't want ends. So this panel did get a little bit bigger. It's still okay, surprisingly, because again, this was a lot smaller. The center was small, so I needed to add to it in order to get it to match the squares that were done in a 6mm. And I'm going to go work on this. I don't know how much, again, I don't know how much I'm going to get done. It's still, what, relatively early. It's 7 o'clock. We are apparently in a blizzard. It is really coming down outside. And it's snowing like crazy. It's coming down. I mean, before I had to like struggle because it looked like it had started to like gotten really light. Like I couldn't barely see it. I wanted to check and see if it was still snowing, so I turned off all the lights to see. And now it's like really coming down. And it's not supposed to stop till tomorrow afternoon. So we'll see what happens. But again, it's only, I think, 7 or a little after 7. I keep doing that. It's 7:19. So there is still a lot of time today. And today I'm actually feeling okay. So I'm just going to work until I get tired. Which might be soon. It might not. You know, luckily today my fibromyalgia has kind of been okay. One can only hope that it will stay that way. It hasn't been too bad. What am I doing? I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing, apparently. There we go. It hasn't been too bad, so I'm hoping it'll stay that way. But unfortunately, you know, I can't predict it because it does whatever it wants, apparently. And, you know, it's just been a rough few days. Actually, you know, well, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm going to work as long as I can. And I'm gonna go finish weaving in these ends. And actually, I might stop right here with the weaving and crochet this together. And then grab the last 4 and weave in those ends and crochet them together. If I can have all the panels for this sweater crocheted, I will be very happy. And then most likely, if I still have time to crochet, you know, if I still feel up to it tonight, I might pick up something else. I might pick up the purple one and finish off that panel. Because it's almost done. It's only, I think, like what? I don't know. 40 rows left, I think. And I should be able to knock that out, like sitting here for an hour and a half. So I'm hoping. But I just wanted to show you, I had to extend this. I had no choice. And we're going to see what happens. Hopefully it won't be too big. I don't think so. I think that the problem was the center square. Because I did not make this all the way with the same yarn. I was just, you know, didn't want this to go to waste. So, and honestly, you can't even tell, like, from far away, you can't really tell that it's a different yarn. If you're looking at it close up, you can tell that this centerpiece is a thinner yarn than what's up here. Like, you can tell, if I look at it up close, I can tell where the, can you see it? Where the, right, let me see, hold on. right here is where the Fairyland yarn ends, and right here is where the big twist starts. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of big twist. And the reason why it had to be that way was so that this is only 6 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is only 6 rounds. And in order for this to fit this, I had to add 2 more rounds to what I already had. Because I think I had 6. Let's just count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the original square in the Fairyland yarn was 14. Then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I had to add an extra 6 rows to make it 20. And this is 20 rounds, but it's really not. Like, the rounds that I had it for 16 rounds, it wasn't 14, whatever. It wasn't fitting, so I just had to adjust, and that's what we did, and that's what it is. And I just realized I thought I wanted it on the outside. It is on the outside. It is on the... No, that's on the inside. Okay, I wanted it on the outside, but I did it on the inside. Oh, that's okay. Well, I can't do anything about it now because I already weaved in the ends. And I didn't realize that I had... Well, I guess that was just life telling me, no, it has to be this way. I could have sworn I did the ridge on the outside, and I didn't. So, it's okay because you can't see it. But I kind of wanted you to see it. I kind of wanted it to be like this, but actually, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's all okay. It's going to be okay. And I am going to stop talking now, and I will check back with you when I have any more news. Hey everybody, it's me. I'm back. Now, it is a different day. It's the next day. It is Monday. The snow is still coming down. I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but we are in the middle of a blizzard. Fun. It is still snowing. I don't know if it's, from this angle, I can't tell if it's snowing as heavy as it was a little while ago, but it's still snowing. Last night, I did finish, well, not finish, but I finished doing the squares and so, like, putting them together. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. So, here we go. Now, I didn't sew the sides closed. I'm going to do that next. And, you know, join the sides and make the openings for the arms, the armholes. But I did get both panels attached. I got the back panel attached down here. And now all I have to do is put them together. Now, I realized something actually just now. I was very tired last night. I worked very hard yesterday. I believe I showed you all the centers of the squares that I did. And it took me a while to figure out to attach this properly because honestly, I think like twice I kept attaching them inside out. Like I wanted this part on the outside, right? Not on the inside. And like, and next time I'm also going to do it a little bit better so these come out a little bit more, but that's okay. This is the first time that I'm doing this kind of sweater cardigan. So, you know, there's little mistakes that I'm going to learn, and that's fine. I wasn't taking it apart again to redo it. I only really noticed it when I did the outline is when I noticed that I should have done this out more, but that's all right. I know to do that for the next one because there is going to be a next one. But I'm going to hopefully try and finish this up today. And try and finish this panel. I got this far into the panel, which I believe I showed you. I don't think I think I showed you this. I didn't pick it up after that because I got really into wanting to finish getting this at least attached, right? So I had to figure out the placement for it and then attach the squares and attach the squares on the bottom, and it took a lot longer than I thought it would. But I'm loving the way it came out. I can't wait to I thought I attached the square wrong. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's finished. And I'm also going to decide in a little while if I'm going to put a hood on this. I don't know yet. I think I might though. But this is what I got finished last night. I don't have any finished items, but at least we got the rest of this done. It's semi-attached. I still don't know what I'm going to work on today, so you're going to have to watch the next video to figure this out. To see what happens, but I just wanted to show you what I finished last night because I didn't get to do an outro. I was too tired. So we have this, and I believe I showed you, but if you remember, we did all the centers of the squares. So we are most likely going to work on this, and I'm going to try and finish this panel tonight and attach it to the other panel and see how far we get. So by the end of, I'm ending this video here, and we will figure out what happens later. But you're going to have to watch the next video to see what happens. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate every single one of you. And thank you. It means a lot to me when you guys comment and leave messages. It's very nice. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all tune into the next video and see what happens. But that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Can't talk. The subscribe button does not cost you anything. And it helps me a lot. And you can also, if you like these videos, you can also hit the little bell, and it'll notify you when I'm on. I'm also going to be posting some of these pictures up on Facebook and Instagram. So if you want to see over there, you can go catch me over there. But thanks, everybody. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.